Okay, you guys, so today we're going to start Unit 3 over systems of equations. Number one thing we need to remember here is that a system is a set of equations that works together to get a common answer. So we're going to start with graphing for our solving, and then we're going to move into substitution and elimination. So you actually end up learning 3 different ways to solve a system of equations, okay? So most important thing is the solution to a system of equations is actually where the lines intersect on the graph, okay? So I'm going to write that down here. The solution to a system of equations is where the 2 lines intersect. And this should be at an exact point, okay? It's the point that they have in common, all right? So it's where they intersect. Okay, so in order to do this, we just have to start by graphing each line. In order to do that, we must be written in slope-intercept form, okay? If not, we're going to have to rewrite them before we start, and then we're going to graph each line, and where they intersect or cross will actually be our solution, which is an actual point, okay? So the answer is a point like an XY location, okay? So let's start with the first one. We have y equals negative 2x minus 4. So again, we always start at the y-intercept, and then we're going to use our slope to go from there. So I'm going to start at negative 4 for our first one. My slope is negative 2, so I'm going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. If you want to put a few more, you can go up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. Okay, so I'm going to draw in my line for this one. A little tip to you is going to be that you're going to want to make your points nice and thick and big so that you can see when they actually intersect when you draw your second line, okay? So I'm going to switch colors here, and then let's do our second one. Y equals 1/2 x plus 6. We're going to start at our y-intercept, which is 6, okay? My slope is 1/2, so I'm going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And obviously going this direction won't let me intersect the line, so I'm going to go the other way so I can figure out where they match. So down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, okay? And if you can see, I didn't quite go far enough with my first line. So you want to go from point to point, or from side to side. So this one would be up 2 over 1, and they would actually intersect right here on top of this line. So these two cross. Here is the point at which they cross or intersect. So that would be our solution. In order to get there, we went left 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be our x coordinate. And then our y would be 1, 2, 3, 4 positive. Okay, so solution to this system would be negative 4, positive 4. Okay, let's go to the next one. First thing you're looking for is, are they written in slope-intercept form? And both of these are. So we're going to start with our y-intercept and go ahead and graph. So this one is 2x plus 10. So I'm going to start at 10. My slope is positive 2, which would normally mean we would go up 2, right 1. But we can't go up on the graph. So we're going to go down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. I'm just going to put a few more on here so that we go far enough to get the point where they intersect. Okay. And then let's draw in our line. And now let's do the second one. So the second one is negative 1/4 x plus 1. So I'm going to start at positive 1. I would go down 1, right 4. But obviously that's not going to take us to our correct location. So we're going to go left. So up 1, left 4 is going to put me right on top of this one. Up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another point. And there's my second line. And you can see that they intersect at this point right here, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4 negative for our x, and 1, 2 up for our y. So negative 4, 2 would be our solution to our system of equations. Okay, let's go to the next one. Same thing, they are both in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to start at negative 2. So negative 2 here, slope is 1/2, so up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. I'm going to go backwards, so down 1, left 2, a couple more this way, so we make sure we cover it all. Let's draw in our line. Okay, I'm going to switch colors and let's do the next one. So 3x minus 7 gives me negative 7 for my intercept. 3 would be 3 over 1. So up 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can see they cross right there at that point. I'm just going to do a couple more so you can see where it intersects. Straight down through. And it crossed exactly at this point right here. So we can kind of see that that would be 1, 2 for our x, positive this time, and then down 1 for the y, so negative 1. 2, negative 1. Now, I can prove to you that these also work by substituting them in for their values. So we know that this guy right here should be our answer as an x and a y. So if we plug these two values in for x and y up here in our equation, they should both equal and be the same on the end. So if I plug in negative 1 here equals 1/2 times 2 minus 2, well, 1/2 of 2 is 1, and 1 minus 2 equals negative 1, so that works. And if I try it again, my y value again is negative 1 equals 3 times 2 minus 7. Well, that would be 6 minus 7, which does equal negative 1. So you can see they both work out. That's a way to check to make sure that you have both of your answers correct for x and y. Okay? All right. So same thing on example 2, only you'll notice now that they are not both written in slope-intercept form. So we're going to start by doing that, okay? So if you remember, in order to do that, we need to get x on this side. So we're going to, step number 1 would be to move x by adding or subtracting. And then step number 2 is going to be to divide by y. Okay, so I've got 15x plus 5y equals 25. I'm going to move x over by subtracting. I have 5y equals, we're going to put x first, so negative 15x plus 25, and then divide by 5 all the way across. So y equals negative 3x plus 5. So there's my second one. Okay. If you'll notice in our second equation, this one is written backwards. So if that confuses you, you can always come down here and just rewrite it. Just make sure that you keep the sign. So this is negative 3x. So I have to keep negative 3x. And then this would be positive 5, so plus 5. Now, what do you notice about these? Hopefully you're seeing that they're exactly the same. So let's talk about what happens when we graph them. If I start at positive 5 and my slope is negative 3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I have my line here. All right. Now, if I go and graph my second one, it's going to be the exact same thing. So it's going to start on top of 5, down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1. And we're going to have a line that's directly on top of the line we just drew. So if we're asking ourselves what the solution is, and the solution is where those lines intersect, well, these lines intersect at every single point on the line. So every single answer you plug in is always going to work. And if you remember, that means it has infinite solutions. Okay? Exact same line. So that means the intercept has to be the same. Notice 5 and 5. And the slopes have to be the same. Negative 3 and negative 3. Exactly the same. Okay? So let's move on to our next one. We have y minus 2x equals 6. So we need to get the x over on the other side by adding. So y minus 2x equals 6. I'm going to add 2x to both sides. So I have y equals, remember x comes first, so 2x plus 6. I don't have to do a second step because y is already by itself. Okay, then let's go to the second one. We have negative 4x plus 2y equals 8. I have to add 4x over. Gives me 2y equals 4x plus 8. Divide by 2 all the way across, and we have y equals 2x plus 4. Okay, so you should be noticing right now that these two lines have the exact same slope. And if you remember from our unit that we just tested over, lines that have the same slope are going to be parallel. So let's look at what happens when we graph it. I'm graphing our top one up here. Positive 6 is my intercept. I've got up to over 1 for my slope. So I'm going to come down to left 1 for a couple more. Here's my line. Okay, I'm going to switch over and do the next one. Starts at positive 4. Slope is up to over 1. And I'm going to go down to left 1. And then here's going to be my line for this guy. Now, again, the solution to a system of equations is where they intersect. If they are parallel, they're never going to intersect. So that means that this solution system has no solution. Okay, again, so exact same lines means they have infinite. If they have the same slopes, then it's parallel, so no solution. And the graph will show you that they don't cross. Okay, all right, so pause this and try some on your own. Okay, so the first thing on here I hope you notice is that the bottom one is not written in slope-intercept. So let's subtract 4x from both sides. We have negative 8y equals negative 4x plus 12. Divide by negative 8, and we get y equals negative over negative makes it positive 1/2. And then here we're going to have to simplify, so 12 over negative 8 would give me negative 3 over 2. Okay? All right, so let's graph the top one. We've got y equals 1/2 x plus 7, so positive 7 here. 1/2 goes up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. I'm going to do a couple on the other side, so down 1, left 2. And there's your first line. Okay. Second line starts at negative 3/2, which is negative 1.5. So if I have to go down 1.5, I'm going to be right here on this line. My slope is 1/2, so up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1. Oops. Go back. Sorry about that. Okay. So up 1, right 2 from 1.5. So I'm going to go up 1, right 2 in the middle of these. Up 1, right 2, 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. And again, here is my line. So same slopes means that this line never will cross. So it has no solution. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go to the next one. We've got 3x plus 2y equals 9. Subtract the x. So I have 2y equals negative 3x plus 9. Divide by 2, and y equals negative 3/2 x plus 4.5. Or 9/2, different way you want to say it. Then let's do the bottom one. So I've got 2y equals 9 minus 3x. So let's switch this around so it looks right. 2y equals negative 3x plus 9. If I divide by 2, I have y equals negative 3 halves x plus 9 halves. So again, the exact same line is happening. They're going to intersect at every single point possible. So this would be infinite solutions. Okay, graph it. 4.5. So I'm going to go up 4.5, down 3, right 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And there's your line. A little off there, sorry. And the other one would be right on top of that. So I would start at the exact same place and get the exact same slopes. So this guy's going to go right on top of the other one. Okay. Okay, so I need you guys to try 1 through 4 on your own for homework, and I will check them tomorrow when you come to class, okay? So remember, they have to intersect at exactly one point, and then you're going to give me an answer that looks like this as the intersection point for an x and a y, okay?